Hey folks, thanks for tuning back in to Mothlight TV. This is the final of the Duelo 599 and under. And the winner of the losers side was in fact Eric Lefever. So having played him in the hot seat and playing him again now, we've been moved over onto table 2, which is one of the tighter tables here in OnQ. I managed to make the one in the side. And also, because it's the final, it's just a single race to 6. So not true double elimination, in which case Eric would have to beat me twice here. We just play a single match, slightly longer race in the final. And I've got the short stick out here. Now, I do have an option to push out. So being rather bold, going for a length of the table jump shot. I mean, bold is one word for it. You could also call that a little bit foolhardy and not the best start to the match, giving ball in hand to Eric, who's obviously keen to get vengeance for the defeat I inflicted upon him earlier. And he's in nicely here with the 2. Just got a gap through to the 3. Just roll forward. And just stops it for the 4. Yeah, when I first started coming into OnQ, I used to practice on this table all the time. But I must admit, since I've been doing a lot more streaming over on table 10, which is one of the looser tables, I've not really given this table a lot of time. And where's the cue ball going? It's a bit unfortunate there. Yeah, so one resolution I will make, I think, going forward is to get some practice sessions back in on these tighter tables. Can only improve your accuracy. So trying to follow forward here and get straight on the 7. Not sure whether it was the correct shot, playing it this way. In the end, followed forward a little bit too far and left at angle, so I'm going to have to use the bottom cushion. There may have been a way I could have had a shorter roll for the cue ball. I've had to just put a slight angle on that, and I could have played the cue ball on the left side, the 7, so it would have been a little bit easier to judge maybe. But this shouldn't be a problem. Coming from a snooker background, this is like a blue off the spot, where you're just playing with a little bit of check side to come up for the pink, which is usually on the head spot, or the spot that you rack the balls on. So I've checked up fine. This is a good angle on the 8. But not confident for some reason, and cue action's all a little bit wooden, and didn't put a nice backswing on that and missed it by a mile. That's got to be said. So most encouraging, I'm sure, for Eric as he comes to the table to see a nice easy 8-9. And I actually concede at that point. I don't want him to pot the straight 9. He can just get on with the next game. Tournament director Mike Semiano just making a brief appearance there. I've got to say a huge thanks to Mike. There he is again, removing the speed rack. Thanks for all of his efforts in organising and running this tournament. Went very smoothly. Much appreciate his efforts, and it's a great tournament, so please keep your eye on Facebook for San Diego pool tournaments and San Diego pool players, and you'll see details of the next ones he's got planned coming soon. So just looking at how I can play safe here. Just moving Eric's penny along for him. He says, oh, I don't like that side. I hate that side. He says, oh, I'll have to bear that in mind for the future. Likes his going on the right side of the table. So I think I'm just going to try and keep the cue ball under the 5 here. But I believe that's leaked out. Can't quite tell from this angle if it was makeable, but I'm sure he'd have gone for it if it was. He's just playing safe, trying to hide the cue ball again. It's a good shot, that. He's used the 7 to good effect. So I'm just playing with a lot of left, trying to kick this off the bottom cushion, off the top cushion I should say, and I think my aiming point was off there. I seemed to get down and hit that awfully quickly. Yeah, I aimed almost half a diamond away from the 1, and the spin didn't have time to act. And so give up ball in hand, and I think he's going to try and hide the cue ball again here. Going for 3 fouls on me, but cue ball just bled out. And I'm looking at a controlled follow forward shot here. If I play just off centre on the 1 to the left as you look at that screen, I'll bank it all the way down and back up towards the 7. I want the cue ball to follow forward and catch the left hand long rail and get the cue ball in behind the 3. So it's almost but not quite a full ball hit. Lots of topspin. And that looks okay. Just a kick coming up, I think, here from Noodles. I think the natural angle is not available because of the cluster of balls there between the cue ball and that right centre pocket. So he's having to come at least 2 rails. Yeah, trouble is if he plays under the 9 where he's aiming now, he's going to have to get an awful lot of spin. It wasn't far off, he actually got the gap between the 9 and the 5, but gives up ball in hand, so just want to play a good positional shot here to get on the 2, and everything else is open. It's amazing, you know, I played this game on Saturday afternoon, I'm recording this voiceover on Tuesday afternoon. Bit of time's gone past, and I'm now looking back. I was quite pleased with the way I played throughout the other matches to get to this stage, especially with my semi-final win, or the hot seat win I should say, against Noodles. But I don't think I got off to the best start in this particular match, and that shot was just indicative of not clearly thinking. You need to get the cue ball away from the cushion. And there was a lot of spaces, no obstacles involved there, but just playing the draw with spin the way I did, it was almost guaranteed to stay under the rail. And having that to deal with, and then being the wrong angle on the 2, or 2 straight, means I can't really get on the 3, and it's right over the pocket. So it's gone wrong straight away. In hindsight, might have been better just to play a plain ball shot, no need for any backspin, maybe a little bit of left, and just set up an angle on that 1 so that the cue ball would naturally just roll out and be in between the 2 and the 3 with a bit of an angle. So right here I'm trying to just follow forward and get underneath the 3 for a long shot up the rail, or at least a shot where I can maybe play safe and hide the cue ball beneath this cluster of balls here. And that's what I'm looking at. There's a 2-way shot available. If I can get the cue ball on the 5, all I've got to do is get close with the 3, and it should stay in the vicinity of the pocket if it doesn't go in, and deliver a snooker. That's the thought plan anyway. Let's see what the actual shot looks like. Well, I was much too thick on the 3, and also much too hard. And it comes all the way back down. And just a simple attempt on the snooker here from Eric, but he's actually let it come out, so he's left it over the hole. And I'm under the rail, so there's not an awful lot I can do in terms of spinning this cue ball. Just indicating where I'd like to finish on the 5. Just waiting for space to be cleared behind me so I can play this shot. And got to be cautious of that left-hand centre pocket. Catching this half ball, it's got to be going over in that direction. And I think you know how this story ends. There it is. And so, ball in hand for Eric, and little 5-ball run out to get to 2-0. I'm sure he wanted to be a little bit straighter on the 6th than this, but not a big problem. You can just play around the angles. And finds the gap nicely between the 8 and the 9. Perfect on the 7. And a stop shot. We'll just stun through a couple of inches. We'll leave him perfect on the 9. And that's sufficient for me to concede second rack. And Eric will be breaking in rack 3. Coming up dry this time. Not much inviting in terms of safety available on the 1 right now. So just thinking about a push out where I'd like to be to give me a chance to play a telling safety, but not so obvious that Noodles takes it himself and puts me in trouble. Yeah, just leaving the cue ball in the jaws of this bottom pocket, I think. Playing the rail first shot. No real advantage gained there. I'm just looking to see if I can bank this one between the 3 and the 4 and get it back up table. Problem is there's quite a bit of furniture it can collide with. It can hit the 9, it can hit the 7. So it's a very narrow window to bank it down between the 3, 4 and get it back up between the 8, 9. But that would give me a chance to get in a good snooker. Could of course just go for the 1, but not guaranteed to go on the 2, so I don't really see the value in that. Suppose you could also try thin edge off the right side of the 1 as you're looking at it, and then track the cue ball between the 4 and 9 and get the cue ball back away up the table, and the 1 should bank and come under the stack of balls, but that's not the shot I'm playing. Going for option A. And bank the 1 up and down. Managed to get it through the gap, but the cue ball has come out, hit the 1 too hard. So no advantage gained there. A couple of options, may try and cut this in the top right. Did with a little bit of draw to take the scratch out of the equation, and that's not finished too bad. Just looking at the path of the cue ball into the 3. I'll try and bank this 1 up and down. Also making sure there's no line to scratch past the 3 in that bottom left. And that looks okay. cover anyway. And Noodles manages to get behind the one, so I've got another chance. Let's see if I can get a better position on the 2 off this ball in hand. Choosing to play off the short rail and down the middle line of the table. I'll be coming across the line of the shot, which is not the best strategy because your speed control's got to be perfect. I've gone past the pocket line, which I didn't want. So now I've got to go away from the 3 before I can get back towards it. And some good advice a teammate gave me is, before you play the shot, say to yourself, what's the worst thing I can do here? And on that particular shot, the worst thing I could do was over-hit it. Because if you under-hit it, you're always going to have a shot that takes you from the 2 down towards the 3. And now by playing all the way around, speed control's got to be precise, and I'm going to finish behind the 4, so fully snookered on the 3. Bit of an awkward one, playing a lot of check side, right hand spin, trying to make the 3. Well, I've hit it, and when you do hit them, good things can happen. I get a bit lucky, all my hand up. Let's see what sort of kick he could do here. Trying to maybe knock the 9 in. But he gives me a chance with the 3 over the hole. I'm just going to play this with the right hand side. Just get the cue ball to check back towards the centre of the table. And that little kiss on the 6 was unwanted and kept the white further over to the right than it would have been otherwise. And still makeable this, and play with a bit of bottom and right. Play slowly enough so you don't want to be dicing with that right hand centre pocket. Just come across. Use 2 rails to get back over towards the 5. Finished a little bit funny. Would have been better if I was further over to the right and I could have used that long rail on the left to get down for the 6. Now I'm having to play a direct draw shot. And in fact miscued. And I do find that you see me looking at the tip there, but a lot of the time it's nothing to do with the tip. It's more to do with, especially on a power draw shot, that I'm actually lifting my head up ever so slightly as I'm pulling the cue back, doing the backswing. And what that's doing is eventually moving the shoulder up. As the shoulder on the cueing arm comes up, the tip is moved probably downward. So I no longer get the accuracy of the strike on the white ball. Hence, miscue. So, got to try and stay as still as possible. Just like Eric did there on that lovely long shot. Gives him the 8 over the pocket. He's just got to shake for the 9 to get to 3-0. And uses a nice amount of topspin there, looping the cue ball round. Perfect on the 9. And so he's 3-0. And plain sailing so far for Noodles. Kind of a break has he got here. And fairly soft, makes the 3 and the 8. Unfortunately the 7's come and spoiled the party, so he's going to have to go for a combination if he wants to continue attacking here. Just rattles the 7, but it looks like it's going in anyway. Yeah, there are 6 pockets. And the secret is to make the most of it when you do get the roll. Because there are times when we get it, and a lot of times when we don't. Somebody's just kicked the tripod there, so apologies for the disrupted image. And I'm struggling with my cue action now at the moment. I was hitting the ball nicely earlier. It just shows you how transient form can be. Yeah, just kind of all the timing was gone on that last attempted shot. Could do with something nice and easy to get me going and pot a few balls. And this is definitely makeable, but I'm loaded up with right hand side, trying to check it in and hold for the 2. And once again, poor effort, missed the pocket by a distance, and I could do with a little sit down and a cup of tea, I think, at the moment. It's not going well at the minute. But this is what you've got to be careful of, is allowing a narrative to develop in your own head that, oh, it's not going well, I'm not hitting the ball well. Every shot is completely fresh opportunity for you to deliver your fundamentals and get your stroke right. Meanwhile, Noodles just making the most of his chances here. Come round and get on the 5, bit of top, left hand spin. Oh, he didn't want to be flat there, he's slightly disappointed, but he should be okay. He can just draw back a little. And now looks like he's going to be bumping into the 9, so trusting a bit to look where it finishes. But long shot up the rail. This for 4-0. And plain sailing. Doing nicely here, Noodles. Well played. So this rack to get him on the hill to 0. And I need to start doing something if I'm going to put up any resistance at all. Nice break. Gets the 1 in the side. 7 drops in the corner. Don't think he's got an option here with this 2 being stuck to the 9. 6 has come across. He's just looking to see, is there a chance to make the 9? Maybe. Yeah, it was worth a try. It's always worth a try when you've got that sort of situation. So, attempted safety. Maybe try and draw back under the 4 ball. Just came out, unfortunately. And the 2's come round and is also exposed, so he's got a chance here to make a long 2 in the top right. Oh, what a belting shot that is. That's the best pot of the game so far. Smooth and clean, straight in the heart of the pocket. Should give him some confidence on this 3. Very nice. Starting to flow now. Bit of an angle on the 5, so he can get below this 6 if he wants to for the same pocket. Right across. I didn't quite have the same delivery on that 5 as he had on the previous 2 shots. I'm wondering whether it's worth leaving a 6-9 combination. 5's quite straight. Be able to get on the 6 in any other pocket. But to be honest, I'd be happy just to knock the 5 in, the way things have been going. Let's see if I can cue this one any better. Yeah, I think it was, again, just a little bit of the final deliveries just appeared a little bit hurried. The timing of the stroke was not there. This has come round, it's going to give me a chance to drop it in the side pocket. And just looking to see if I do that, I can leave a straightish 6 and I can just roll forward for the 8. But I'm sad to report that as I was playing this shot, there's a group of guys just watching to the right. One of them sharped me by doing a very loud clearance of his throat as I was about to hit the ball. I'm not looking for excuses. End of the day, it's up to me to play a shot when I'm ready. And I'm obviously wasn't ready there and allowed it to affect me, and that's on me. But it's really, it's not good behaviour, that. And Noodles actually said to me, he disavowed them, he said they had nothing to do with him, and I totally believe that. He's probably more embarrassed than anything else. It's not as if he needed the help. As he pots the 8, this 9 to get him on the hill to nil. There it is, well played. And kind of a break as he got here. And the 3 goes in nicely. Cue ball tracks across. The 1's there. Bit difficult for him to get from the 1 to the 2. Yeah, that was the guy in question, just walked across the screen there. And ultimately, people can do whatever they want, can't they? But I just think when you sat there watching a game, even if you're supporting the other player, there's no need to try and put somebody off. That's a bit of a lash at that one, uncharacteristic. I'm just going to try and bank this one out of there and leave him snookered. Yeah, so matches like this, whilst they're not that pleasant to go through at the time, and I certainly wasn't relishing the game at this particular moment in time, but these are what teach you the most, they really do. It's all well and good when it's plain sailing and you're getting the run of the balls and you're winning easily. But it's when you face adversity, when you're not hitting the ball so well, when you're under pressure and behind, that's when you really need to find out what you're made of. And my analysis of this particular game is giving me food for thought in terms of what I need to do moving forward. I'd actually started out this day determined to play at a much quicker pace, and especially when down on the shot. So I mean, if you see this shot, a couple of preambles, do a nice smooth stroke, and I did find, particularly towards the end of the day, that I had reverted to a much more methodical and slower way of playing, which isn't as enjoyable, and it doesn't actually help. You know, I think there's an optimum pace at which you can start to flow a little bit, build up a bit of a rhythm, and that's what I'm keen to try and explore more and play that way. Great shot there from Eric, gets a good snooker. And I just miss it, give up ball in hand, so he's got a chance now. Can finish off these balls and win not only the rack and the set, but the whole tournament. And what a great tournament it's been as well. I just want to say once again, express my gratitude to Mike Samiano and the Duelo crew for putting this event together, and to Clyde and the team at On Cue for hosting it. It's great to have events like this that you can come down and play in. And Eric plays another great snooker here. Got me in trouble now. I'm just trying to do a little soft swerve, but I touched the cue ball. So I'm a bit concerned he's going to 3-foul me here, but I think he's looking at the run out. I think he fancies that better. A little bit of a relief, because I wouldn't have liked to have gone down that particular way. Nice smooth stroke. 5 to the 6. He's just got to watch out for the traffic in the way. Maybe he's just got to drop one for the short side. Yeah, don't blame him. Now the natural line is running into the 9 or the 7, so is he going to take advantage of that? Yeah, bumps the 9. I think they all still pass one another. If you can get the 7 in past the 9, the 8 definitely passes. See, he's got a bit of right-hand English on there. Drawing around. He's just finished a little bit funny. It's awkward, this. Close to the 8 and offline. It's very hard to estimate the exact potting angle. And yeah, just caught it a bit too thin. Where's the 8 going to finish? Coming round and lining up, so got the bridge out, going for the thin cut here. I think in hindsight it might have been easier just to bank the 8 up and down and gone for the snooker, but probably not thinking so clearly anymore. Kind of a half inner mind to be in the car on the way home. One thing you must remember though is that a game can always change at any time. So you've got to keep your attitude right. Got to try and ignore that little voice that tells you it's not your day. And pretty good kick there. Doesn't leave anything easy. Briefly entertained trying to cut it in, but that's a sellout shot if I ever saw one. So I think if I just draw back, hitting this almost full in the face, there's a chance of banking it in the top left, but also there's a chance that it goes safe and stays up there if I hit the left hand long rail before the pocket. I should still get separation. Plus there's a chance it might go in. Well, as it happened, I got the short rail first, and that's never good. With that particular shot, you really want to try, and if you're doing anything, make sure that you overdo it and you catch the long rail first, so you see it's come all the way back. Quite fortunate it didn't end up over the corner. And a couple more rolls, and I was in a lot of trouble there. So there is a straightforward bank the 8 up and down. Try and get it in the middle of the bottom cushion, just avoiding the scratch with the cue, but I think I'm going for the cut here. Top right corner, and if you are going to miss it thin. Yeah, that's the best way to miss it if you're going to miss it at all. Nothing easy here. If he wants to bank it, he's going to have to hit it very hard to square up the angle. So just choosing to try and bank it down the table and get safe. But he's not got the 8 safe. I think at this point I'm just going to go for everything now. Trying to cut this in, trying to just get that potting point on the 8 clear in my mind. And I'll probably be running into the 9. I'm going to hit this pretty much pocket speed. So, if it doesn't go in, it's going to be staying there. Kind of a do or die. Hits it well too thin. Did run into the 9. And this 2 ball out will give Eric the tournament. Just run on past straight, so slightly tricky. overcuts it. Didn't see that one coming. But I've struggled in this match so far. I must say I'm not feeling very confident. Normally with this type of shot you get down and you know it's going in. But yeah, I was slightly overcut there. Been fortunate, didn't leave it. It's safe to say my heart's not really in it anymore. And that's a smart shot from Eric. There's no need to take any chances. And despite feeling slightly dejected, I'm not going to play a bank on this. Just going to do the slow safety. Trying to get that 9 on the rail. And that's not bad. He's welcome to go for this cut if he wants. He did, but it was a tough shot. But no real damage done. It's not a bank in the side pocket, so I think I try the bank in the top left here again. Bit of a two-way. And this is cuttable. Needs to get that cue ball over a little bit more. And he makes the 9, but where's the cue ball going? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, not going to be a whitewash at any rate. Any chance of the 1 on the break? Well, there you go. Still making something. But I think the 2 is going to come down and is being blocked by the 8. So, can't really attack here. I think it's got to be a thin edge on the right-hand side of the 2. Try and come round off a couple of rails and get below the stack of balls. Try and get on the right-hand side of the 3. I'll catch the 2 much too thin. Cue ball's coming back up and presenting Noodles with a chance here. And that's a lovely shot. A confident punch. Get the cue ball out nicely for the 3. I think he can just play top on this. Maybe a little tiny trace of right to come across the table twice. Nicely done on the 4. He got a perfect angle. Now he's just looking 1, 2, 3. Is it 4 rails around for the 5 in the bottom left? Look at this for a shot. Beautiful. Perfect. Just roll forward now for this 6 in the same pocket. And I do believe the 7, 9 are a combination, so all he has to do is finish in line with that, and we could be seeing the winning shot coming up. So Eric Lefever, Noodles as he's known, needs just this 9 ball to complete a memorable win here in the Duelo 599 and under. He's played well all day, just had the 1 loss earlier on, and I managed to beat him on the final game, and it's Eric who is the winner. Congratulations to him, and we'll see you all again soon here on Mothlight TV.